Hello everyone and welcome to Kumno YouTube channel. Today's topic is how to configure standard access control list on a Cisco router. Well, before we start to configure standard access control list on the R2 router, as you can see in the network diagram, the first thing you need to know what is access control list and why we need to use access control list. Okay, so now let's go to see the introduction all together. Security within an enterprise network is extremely critical. It is very important to prevent access by unauthorized users and protect the network from various attacks, such as denial of service attacks. Cisco provides basic traffic filtering ability with access control list, also referred to as access list. Access list can be configured for all routed network protocols, such as IP, airport talk, and so on, to filter the packets of those protocols as the packets pass through a router. You can configure access list at your router to control access to a network. Access list can prevent certain traffic from entering or exiting the network. The primary use of access control list is to identify the type of packets to accept or deny. Okay? There are three types of access control lists: standard access control list, extended access control list, and name access control list. As you can see in the table, type of iOS access list, type of access control list, sample access control list command or statement, purpose of statement. For the type of standard access control, for the type of access control list, we have three types: standard, extended, and name access control list. To create standard access control list, we go to the global configuration mode and then type the command access list and then number of access control list and then condition permit or denies and then source IP address. Okay, for example, access list 1 permit host 172.16.2.88. Purpose of this statement: permit a specific IP address. Okay, in this video, we will only focus on standard access control list. For the extended and name access control list, I will show you next time. Okay, so now move on to talk detail about the standard access control list. Standard access control list can only filter on source IP addresses. For access list permitting or denying traffic, the identification number can range from 1 to 99 and from 1,300 to 1,999. Access control list processing. All access control list processing are focused on 2 points. The first point, access control list creation, and second point, access control list applications. Okay, so to use access control list, you need to focus on the 2 points. The first point, create access control list, and the second point, apply access control list on the interface of the router. Okay, access list, access control list creation. Access control list consists of one or more statements. Each statement either permit or deny traffic based on specified parameter. Traffic is compared to each statement in the access control list sequentially until a match is found. As you can see in the picture, we create access list number 1 with the condition permit host 192.168.1.1 and then we deny any. This means that we only allow host with the IP 192.168.1.1 to access the interface serial/0/0 of the router. For any host, we will deny access to the serial 0/0/0 of the routers. Okay. Okay. Now we will move to talk detail about the access control list applications. After creating an access control list, apply it to an interface for it to become effective. The access control list target traffic that is either inbound or outbound through the interface. If the packet matches a permit statement, it is allowed to enter or exit the router. If it matches a deny statement, it blocks traffic. As you can see in the picture below. Okay, the picture we apply access control list of the access control list on the serial 0/0/0 of the router with the inbound traffic. Okay, and if we apply access control list on the fast Ethernet 0/0, the traffic is outbound because our source network is 192.168.1.0. Okay, so this is how we can apply the access control list. We can apply with the inbound direction or we can apply with the outbound direction. Okay. Okay, so now we will move to next to talk about the access control list wildcard mask purpose structures. Okay. Okay. Access control list work with the wildcard mask to identify the number of IP address that allows or deny to access to the routers. Okay. A wildcard mask can block a range of address or a whole network with one statement. Wildcard masks are usually set up to do one of something. Match a specific host, match an entire subnet. Okay, for the matching a specific host, for standard access list, example, access list 10 permit 192.168.150.50 space .0.0.0 okay 0.0.0.0. This means that we allow only hosts with the IP 192.168.150.5.0 to access the interface of the router that we have applied access control list, or we can use access list 10 permit 192.168.150.50 or access list 10 permit host 192.168.150.50. These three access control lists are the same meanings. Okay, it means that we allow only one host with the IP 192.168.150.50 to access interface of the router that we have applied access control list. Okay, for the matching an entire subnet. Okay, example 1, we have the address 192.168.50.0 with the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. So we can create standard access control list with the command access list and then number 25 denies, okay, network source 192.168.1 and then wildcard mask 0.0.0.255. Okay, this means that we deny computer entire network. So all computer on the network 192.168.50.0 cannot access to the interface of the router that we have applied access control list because the condition is denied. Okay, example 2. Address 172.16.0.0 with subnet mask 255.255.0.0. So we create access list, standard access list with the command access list 12 permit. This is the source network 172.16.0.0 and then wildcard mask 0.0.255.255. This access control list means that we allow computer on the network 172.16.0.0 can access to the interface of the router that we have applied access control list because the condition permit. Okay, you need to remember the formula to calculate wildcard mask. Okay, wildcard mask equal 255.255.255.255 minus subnet mask. Okay. Okay, so where should a standard access control list be applied? As we have mentioned about, we need to create access control list after we have complete create access control list. To access control list can work, we need to apply access control list. Okay, so where should a standard access control list be applied? Standard access control list only filter based on the source address. It is a good practice to apply the standard access control list on the interface closest to the destination of the traffic. Okay, so it is to apply standard access control list closest to the destination of the traffic. Okay, as you can see in the picture below. Okay, we create standard access control list. Okay, standard access control list placement requirement prevent traffic from the 192.168.1.0 network, prevent traffic from this network from entering the 192.168.4.0 network. It means that prevent traffic from this network from entering these networks. Okay, and then allow 192.168.1.0 to reach other network, and traffic from this network allowed to reach other network. It means that allow traffic from this network to access this network and this network, but we only prevent traffic from the network 192.168.1.0 from entering the network 192.168.4.0. Okay, so which location is good location that we need to apply standard access control list. Okay, if you apply on the Far Ethernet 0/0 of the one router with inbound direction, this is bad location. Why bad? If you apply on this interface, it means that traffic fetched from the network 192.168.1.0 will drop from the interface of the router. So all computer in this network cannot access to computer on this network and cannot access to computer on this network and also cannot access to all computer on this network. So Fast Ethernet 0/0 of the O1 router with inbound direction is bad location. Okay, so we need to apply closest to the destination. So this is the good location. Okay, if you apply access control list on the Fast Ethernet 0/0 of the O4 router with direction with the outbound direction, this is a good location because meet all requirement. Okay, it means that we only prevent computer from the network 192.168.10 to access the network 192.168.4.0. But computer on this network can access to other two network, network 2.0 and network 3.0. Okay. Okay, so now we will move to the step to configure standard access control list. Configuring a standard access control list require a two-step creation and application as we have mentioned above. One, access control list creation. You need to enter the global configuration mode and then type the command access list space access list numbers, okay, and then condition deny or permit, okay, and then source address source wildcard mask, okay. Okay, you can document the function of each section or statement of the access control list using the remark command. Okay, you can use the remark command to document the function. For example, we type the command access list and then list number and then a remark and then you can enter the text what you want. Okay. Okay. As you can see in the diagram, we will apply the access control standard access control list of the Fast Ethernet 0/0 of the O2 router with the outbound direction. But before we apply, we need to create access control list. So on the O2 router, we go to the global configuration mode and then we type the command access list and then number. For example, we enter the number 3 remark access to the departmental server, okay, and then deny host 192.168.4.12. It means that this host deny access to the server, okay, and access list 3 permit 192.168.4.0 with the wildcard mask 0.0.0.255 and other host on the network 192.168.4.0 will permit access to the server except the host with the IP 192.168.4.12. Okay, and then we create access list number 3 permit 192.168.1.66. Okay, it means that the computer with IP 192.168.1.66 allowed to access the server, but another computer on this network will deny. Okay, okay. Step 2. Access control list application. The access control list does not filter traffic until it has been applied, okay, or assigned to an interface. Assign an access control list to one or more interfaces, specifying either inbound traffic or outbound traffic. Okay, in our case, we will apply the access control list with the outbound traffic. Okay, so we tie the command, we will select the interface, we go to the interface configuration mode, and then we tie the command IP access group and then access list number, and then traffic inbound or outbound, in or out. Okay, in our example, we select the interface Far Ethernet 0/0 of the O2 router, and then we apply access control list on this interface with the command IP access list group 3. Okay, because we create access list number 3 and direction is out. Okay, so now let's start to configure standard access control list all together. Okay, as you can see in the network diagram. Okay, but before we start to configure standard access control list on the O2 router, and then we apply standard access control list on the Far Ethernet 0/0 of the O2 router. As you can see the requirement, this is the server 2012 machine. We deny access from the source with the IP 192.168.4.12 to the server 2012 machine, but another host on this network will permit. We deny only hosts with the IP 192.168.4.12. And for the source, we permit only host with the IP 192.168.1.66 to access the server 2012, and other hosts in this network will be denied. So this is the source and this is the destination. And we have mentioned about standard access control list. The good place to apply is closely to the destination. So we will apply standard access control list on the interface Far Ethernet 0/0 of the O2 router. Okay, so before we start to configure standard access control list, we need to configure interface of the two router with the IP properly, and then we need to configure RIP version 2 on the two router to allow the two router to know network of each other. Okay, so now we start to configure the O1 router first. Okay. Okay, as you can see, now we are on the privilege execute mode of the O1 router. So we need to enter the command conf space to move from specific config. Sorry, to move from the specific. Sorry, to move from the execute to move from the privilege execute mode to the global configuration mode. Okay, because all configurations start from the global configuration mode. Now we are on the global configuration mode, so we start to configure interface. Interface Far Ethernet 0/0. IP address, as you can see, Far Ethernet 0/0 have IP 192.168.1.1 with the subnet mask /24 192.168.1.1 255 255 255.0, and then open interface with the command no shutdown, and then move to configure another interface serial 5/0. IP address of the serial 5/0 192.168.2.1 192.168.2.1 subnet mask 30 255.255.255.252. Okay, and then open interface with the command no shutdown. Okay, so now we finish configure interface of the O1 router, and then we enter the exit command to exit from the specific mode to global mode to configure RIP version 2. Okay, with the command router RIP version 2 and then network. As you can see on the O1 router, we have two directly connected network. So we need to advertise these two network. Network 192.168.1.0 and .2.0. 192.168.1.0. Another network .2.0. Okay, and then we turn off the automatic route summarization with the command no auto summary. Okay, and then we configure fast Ethernet 0/0 of the O1 router to be a passive interface to use bandwidth efficiency and to increase network security with the command passive interface fast Ethernet 0/0. Okay, for the O1 router we already config, okay, IP of the interface and the RIP version 2. Okay, so we need to save the configuration file from the RAM to NVRAM with the command copy running config space startup config. Okay. Okay, now move on to configure interface of the R2 router and then config RIP version 2. Okay, let's start now. Okay, as you can see now we are on the privileged execute mode of the R2 router. So we need to go to the global configuration mode. Okay, now we are on the global configuration mode. So we start to configure interface serial 5/0 IP address 192.168.2.2 with the subnet mask 255.255.255.252 and then open the interface with the command no shutdown. Okay, because this interface is DCE, so we need clock rate. Okay, so you need to configure clock rate with the command clock rate 64000. Okay, and then we move to configure another interface with the command interface 5/0/0 IP address 192.168.3.1 with the subnet mask /24 255.255.255.0 and then open interface with the command no shutdown. And then we will move to configure fast Ethernet 2/0 interface fast Ethernet 2/0 IP address. As you can see 192.168.4.1 with the subnet mask /24 192.168.4.1 255.255. Sorry, 255.255.0 and then open interface with the command no shutdown. Okay, after we finish config interface of the O2 router, we start to configure RIP version 2 with the command router RIP and then version 2 network. As you can see, we have three directly connected of the R2 router with the network 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0. So we need to advertise these three networks 192.168.2.0, another network .3.0, okay, and the last network .4.0. Okay. Okay, so we finish configure interface and the RIP version 2 of the R2 router. Okay, so I need to enter the IP address, default gateway, and DNS server address of these three machine server 2012, machine PC1 W7 and machine PC2 W7 to test. Okay, and then we will start to configure standard access control list. Okay, for these three machines, I already assigned the IP address correctly. I just check for you for the server 2012 machine. Okay, you can see I have configured with the proper IP address, okay, subnet mask, default gateway, and DNS server address. Okay, for the PC1W7, I also configure with the proper IP address. As you can see, IPs, subnet mask, default gateway, and DNS server address, okay. And for the PC2W7, I also configure with the proper IP address. Okay, IP, subnet mask, default gateways, and DNS server address. Okay, because we not yet configure standard access control list to deny access from this PC to the server 2012 machine. So this PC now can access to the server 2012 machine. Okay, so we can test to access from the PC1 W7 to the server 2012 machine. Okay, so we can test connectivity with the ping command. So I open the PC1 W7, this machine, and then I open the Windows PowerShell. We can type the command ping IP of the server 2012 machine 192.168.3.200. Okay, as you can see, we get reply from the machine with the IP 192.168.3.200. Okay, and from the computer PC2W7 also can access to this machine, okay, because we not yet configure standard access control list. All computer on these two network can access to the server 2012 machine. Okay, on the server 2012 machine, I have a website with the domain name www.lovekhmer.com. Okay, I have a website with domain name www.lovekhmer, sorry, www.lovekhmer.com. So from the PC on the network 192.168.4.0 and from the all PC on the network 192.168.1.0 can access to this website because we not yet configure standard access control list to deny access. Okay, so I test to access this website from the PC2W7. Okay, this machine, and then I open the web browser and type the domain name www.lovekhmer.com. Okay. You can see we can access the website Love Khmer. Welcome to www.lovekhmer.com website. Lecturer Gumnos, my name. Okay, you can go to my YouTube channel named Gumno for more videos. Okay, okay. So after we have test connectivity, we see that all computer on the network 192.168.4.0 and all computer on the network 192.168.1.0 can access to the server 2012 machine. Okay, so now we start to configure standard access control list on the O2 router to deny PC1W7 with IP 192.168.4.12 to access the server 2012 machine and permit for the network 192.168.1.0 we only permit a host with IP 192.168.1.66. Okay, only permit one host. Another host will deny. And for the network 192.168.4.0, deny only host with the IP 192.168.4.12. Other hosts will permit. Okay, so let's start to configure standard access control list on the O2 router as requirement. Okay. Okay, so we need exit from the specific mode to global mode, and then we create access control list with the command access list and then number. Okay, number of the access list, I enter number 1. Okay, and then we can remarks, and after the remark, you can enter the text. I remark that access to the server, access to the server 2012. Okay, okay, and then you create access list with the command access list number 1 condition. As you can see, we deny this machine. Okay, so condition deny host 192.168.4.12. Okay, and then permit another host on this network except the host with the IP 192.168.4.12. Access list 1 permits, okay, 192.168.4.0 5 mask 0.255. Okay. Okay, and another access list for this network, we permit only one host with the IP 192.168.1.66. Access list number 1 permit host 192.168.1.66. Okay, okay, now we already create access control list, and then we need to apply. You can see good location to apply access control list is interface Far Ethernet 0/0 of the O2 router with direction out, with the outbound direction. Okay, so we select the interface Far Ethernet 0/0 IP access group 1 out. Okay, okay, now we complete configure standard access control list on the O1 routers. Okay, so you can save configuration file with the command copy running config startup config. Okay, and then we go to test again. So now computer with the IP 192.168.4.12 cannot access to the server 2012 machine because access control list denies. Okay, deny access. Okay, so we open the computer PC1W7 to test connectivity to the server 2012 machine. Okay, this is the PC1 W7. Okay, so I try to ping again. Okay, as you can see, reply from the default gateway. Okay, destination network. Okay, unreachable. Okay, so this computer cannot access to the server 2012 machine. Okay, I also test to access the website. Okay, so you open the browser and then type the domain name www.lovekhmer.com. Okay, you can see this is uh, because the history. Okay, so I clear the history. Okay, I clear the histories. Okay, and then we enter to test again. Okay, to see it cannot access to the website because access control list is denied. Okay, is denied. As requirement, we deny computer with IP 192.168.4.12. Okay, you wait a moment to see the results. Okay, but for the computer, okay, for the computer with IP 192.168.1.66 will can access this server because access control list is denied. Okay, as you can see, we cannot access to the server 2012 machine. We cannot access to the website on the server 2012 machine with the computer PC 1W7 because we have denied access with the IP 192.168.4.12. But if you change IP of this machine to another IP address, we can access. So I will change to 192.168.4.10. Okay, so it will can access because that IP is permit. Okay, so now let's start to change IP of the PC1W7. Okay, you can change IP of the PC1W7 to test. Okay, I change to .4.10. Okay. Okay, and then we try to access to the website. Okay, now you can see we can access to the website because IP 192.168.4.10 does not deny. We deny only IP 192.168.4.12. Okay, so now we move to the PC 2W7 to test for the PC W. Sorry, for the PC2W7 can access to the server 2012 because access control list permit. Okay, so we start to test now this machine. Okay, and I open the browser and I access to the website www.lovekhmer.com. Okay, as you can see, we can access the website, but in case you change IP to another IP, this machine cannot access to the server 2012 machine because access control list permit only machine with the IP 192.168.1.66, not permit all computer in this network. So if you change IP to if you change IP from 192.168.1.66 to .1.67 will cannot access to the server. Okay, so now we test together. So I change this IP of the machine to another address. Okay. So I will change the IP to another. Okay. Okay, so let's start to change now. Okay, this is PC2W7. Okay. I change to another IPs to test. Okay, I change to 192.168.1.60 and then we try to access the website again. So before we try to test, I clear the history first. Okay, I clear the history first. Okay, and then we try to test. Okay, you need to wait a moment because it is connecting. Okay, so you need to wait a moment to see the result. We can access or cannot. The result is we cannot access because we change IP address. Okay. Okay, wait a moment because we not yet get the result. Okay, you can see connecting. It's still connecting, but you can also ping. Okay, to test, I can ping to the server 2012 machine 192.168.3.200. You can see destination net unreachable. It means that machine with the IP 192.168.1.60 cannot access to the server 2012 machine. Okay. Okay, you can see Internet Explorer cannot display. Okay. So this is the reason why we need to apply, why we need to configure standard access control list. Okay, so standard access control list you can deny and permit. Okay, from any source to destination. Okay, so my video today is now finished. Finally, I would like to say don't forget to subscribe and share my video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. See you next time.